everyone. This is Wen-You Cai. I'm the founder and director of Special Special, and today we are interviewing Northy Chen as part of our Artist Tools interview series on Instagram Live, where Northy has created the Grid, which is a bag, and it's part of her emergency use only series that is in our exhibition of artist tools right now. This is what it looks like. We'll hear more about it. And our space is open now on the weekends and also by appointment on all other days. So be sure to come check out our space before our exhibition closes on August 31st. Let's see if Northy has joined. Northy is an artist and designer. She works between Shanghai and New York. She's currently based in New York City, and I think you're in your studio right now, and you put on lipstick for me, or for us.
Yes, it's for you. Hi, Wen-You.
Perfect. How do you feel?
I feel good. How are you?
Good. I'm in New Jersey right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh.
I like to think of your work as like the language of functional design to reimagine the poetics of everything that we use, and in a product series called Emergency Only. And I think, like, as we discuss your practice, we'll find that poetry is kind of in everything that you do.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah. Well, so kind of, let's just start with kind of the basics of, like, tell us a little bit about your how you started the Emergency Use Only series.
Sure. So I applied a residency program called Swatch Peace Hotel, and got enrolled back in 2018. And then I got to stay at this hotel at the Bund for 6 months, completely isolated, basically like what we are experiencing, very similar actually. But I have this huge studio that I have no idea what to do with it. And then I called Kobe, my partner, one day, and then because we have this time difference, so I was during the evening, and then he just got up and then walked out to get a coffee. But then when he reached to the coffee shop, he discovered that he forgot the wallet. So I was joking on the phone talking to him, you should sew a piece of cash on your clothing as an emergency cash, so this wouldn't happen to you anymore. So it really started like a very casual conversation, as I believe that both of us experience like lots of ideas or lots of things just kick off with really random, funny thoughts mostly. So that's the starting point. So like, I think a month later, I unexpectedly received this package, and then I opened the box. It was a T-shirt that actually sold a plastic bag with $1 sealed inside it. So Kobe actually made a prototype and shipped it to me. So actually, he kind of kicked off this very first product to starting later on the whole product line, which is the emergency cash. And then later on, we kind of just, again, randomly decided to apply for an art festival in Shanghai called Picnic Art Festival. And then again, we got enrolled in. And then I think within the month, I was visiting you guys in New York, and at the same time, kind of trying to work with Kobe together to prototype the first two products, which is the cash and the cigarette kit. Um, yeah.
Yeah, the cigarette kit I have. So the cigarette kit is 3 pieces that you can
Yes.
a battery, a chewing gum wrapper, and a cigarette.
Yes. So this is based on my personal um, story. I I was kind of on and off smoking during grad school, and then I decided to quit smoking in 2013. But when I about to quit, I kept the full unopened pack of American Spirit with me. I claimed to myself this is going to be my emergency pack of cigarettes, only for emergency cases. And I still have that pack until 2018 when I start to actually initiate this emergency cigarette kit. And I think there are still like maybe 12 or 11 cigarettes left in the 20 in total of the box for special cases. But I think this definitely occurred to lots of people, especially for people who quit smoking. But there are times for adult life that you would really desire, for a cigarette. And I think every single adult should always get prepared for mentally and physically for cases like that. So yeah, so the cig kit include one cigarette, and then the AA battery works with the gum wrapper with the pattern that we designed inside to become a prison lighter, which I learned from some random Russian prison tool, I don't know, like invention. So I don't know if you have the video clip of like me triggering a light, a light.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna show it on my computer because I put it all in a folder earlier, but
That's
it
fine.
only opens my
Yeah, I can
yeah.
also show people. So this is the kit in real life,
Oh
and
yeah.
then it's like packed in waterproof, like plastic, and it comes with this kind of like washing tag with the illustration and the instruction printed.
Mm.
Um, and then early on, this is a cache, same, like waterproofed. So during the festival, we have a sewing technician and we have a booth. Basically, audience slash customers will approach us, and then the only way they can purchase the item is they need to take off their garments, and then we gonna sew um, the item they purchased. Yeah, so on the screen right now is me. Yeah,
You
nice.
enjoying your cigarette
Yeah,
in these moments.
as a demo just to the audiences. I think I performed that multiple times as a saleswoman to boost up the business.
How many did you, well, how much was a cigarette kit?
So I think it's around like 50 USD. So that's a pattern inside the gum wrapper. Um, as you can see, you got every single person got 4 chances if you follow the pattern to tear the paper, and then each stripe works with one AA battery. So if you fail, you can try again.
Mm.
Yeah, we actually for finding the right gum wrapper, just to make sure it can trigger only one single A battery to be shortened. We tried like more than 10 brands of gums. Lots of gums stopped producing like uh, metalatic paper, I
Mm.
guess. So yeah, that's a tag. Yes, to answer your previous question, so we carried 50 pieces for each of the product during the festival. The festival lasts for 3 days,
Mm.
and then both of the products went completely sold out. So it was pretty successful. And I think the interaction, um, yeah,
This
so
is the
that's,
other product.
yeah, so these are all actually customers' garments. And then during the process of like me selling them product, we also have this quick session of having a discussion about, oh, where do you want me to sew the item to your garment? So we kind of have this consulting session, and then they get to decide how to design, um, to attach. It's kind of like a small, I think, fashion design or styling session. And then I think customers really enjoy that. And then the interaction that I had during the festival is really fascinating to me because I worked as a designer before for like some consulting work before, also art director, but I never really have this kind of one-on-one sales experience before. And then having that, to me is really amazing, to learn how your audience really appreciate your idea, and then the moment they want to basically pay for the art piece or design item, whatever, um, it's really uh, pleasing, I think.
So each piece was $50, right? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
for the cigarette kit, it's 50 USD, around 50 USD. And then for the cash, because we have different bills, we have RMBs, we have USD dollars. So I think, for example, if we package, this is example, I forgot the real price, but let's say if I packaged a 10 USD dollar, and then that cash will be sold maybe 80 USD. And then I think there's one audience actually challenged me by like not trying to buy the item, but like challenge me and then question me, say, do you know it's illegal to sell cash? And then I say, and I kind of answer as a joke. I was like, no, but it's packaged. It's for emergency. Then it's like a product. It's not cash. I'm selling a service instead of a cash. And I think she walked away.
So she
Um, and I'm glad she didn't call police or something, because I do believe it's illegal. I think it's illegal, definitely illegal in China
doesn't.
to sell. And I doubled the price, like I don't think I have the ability to explain to the police what I'm really doing. Um, so I'm glad it went sold out, and then I don't know if I'm going to carry again the same items.
How did you decide on the number of pieces to create for each? Is it a edition?
Yes,
Limited
good question, because till now emergency use only is still sort of like a one person in-house shop, sweatshop. So basically, I'm the creator, also I'm the labor. So everything is, uh, till now, some of the products we do kind of source out for manufacturers. But then uh, most of the items, especially the assembling part, the packaging part, it's only by me. So for me to prepare, I think back then 50 is definitely the maximum I can handle. Um, so it's really that easy. The number is because I can only make that much.
Yeah. So would you, and also like the interaction that been with people in like consulting and styling, and like for them to like be like, this is the piece of clothes that I want to sew either the cigarette kit or the money on, and for you to like discuss like where it's kind of like a there's that um, client relationship. How long that's also like part of what the project becomes, right? Like
Yes, yes,
interact.
for sure. Yeah, so I think that space is also very good for me to kind of perform this whole process because all the people who want to engage that space is already someone who's interested in arts or craftsmanship. So like they're kind of anticipating something interesting to encounter. So like if I see some person who's in very great style, I would like directly approach that person and like a compliment about the style. Yeah. So this girl, um, who actually later I learned she actually has her own shoe brand, but I didn't know her. And then she kind of was accompanying her friend, but like she's wearing this crazy skirt with all zippers. And I was like, come on, you have to buy this. Let me let me style you to look better. And I think she's really pleased. And then later, actually, I think
And
a
it's
year,
cool because let me just like pause.
yeah.
Like you have the kit here
Hmm.
for one of the zipper opening, and then in the next zipper opening you have the instruction tag. So
Yeah.
it's like you even like styled it that it's separate.
Yeah, we decided together. But the funny story I want to continue is like I think a year later, I encountered both her and her brother together in Shanghai, and I learned that she was trying to get on a plane, and then because
Oh.
she trying to explain to the customer security about what that is, and I think she's being too honest and actually mentioned the prison lighter, so they asked her to definitely remove it. But myself, having my jacket also equipped with the EU cigarettes and the cash, never got stopped by taking the airplane. If you don't talk to the customer about what that is, they wouldn't know because every single item is actually okay to get on the plane.
Yeah, because it's like a chewing gum, a
Yeah,
cigarette, one cigarette, and a
yeah,
battery. All
yes,
things, yeah, that
yeah,
you can go on a plane with.
exactly.
Is that part of what like do you have a set of rules for the series? I know that we only talked so far about your earliest two series, but like was there like an early like a set of rules that you need to be able to travel through TSA security, or like you have to be able to get this through somewhere that's not screenable, that's safe, or like something like that?
Not really, because like you said, every single item is perfectly, what do you say, safe or secure for you to go anywhere. It's like everyday object. Um, yeah, it's a combination. So so only the owner know what can you access to basically.
And then you went from like prepackaged cash to and like a prison cigarette kit to what your third product, which is the grid bag.
Yeah. So the so yeah, so to me the experience that I had during the festival to selling those two items are
You.
really amazing to myself. But
Mm-hmm.
then I think also through some personal um uh I don't know time frame of and other projects. So I think emergency use only paused a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also there's a lot of thinking on what is a brand. Like I think I have this mindset which was trained um, that like I need to have a very solid idea what this is to continue uh, producing more.
Mm.
But then I think at some point it also becomes something that actually stops me for keep creating new stuff. Um, there's lots of new ideas, but then I kind of like hesitated or something until was it last year? Last year, I went back to Shanghai for personal reason and then some work business for 3 months. And then it's also very random. It's like because you know you've been to Shanghai. Like when you travel through subway there, you need to basically scan yourself every day when you want to access to the public transportation. Like you need to open the bag, you need to x-ray your bags every single day when you take the subway. So I was like, at the end, I still need some bag just to, but only to carry wallet. With wallet, it's only my credit card and my some cash. But in China, you don't actually need wallet anymore because everyone can pay anything with your phone. So basically, it's just your phone, your key, and that's it. Mostly that's it. Unless your phone died, then you need some cash. So
Which,
that's the idea. Yeah. So yeah, so exactly. I have the cash already. But so that's the idea. I was like, what if why there are like what if I can just carry a device basically that people can see through what I'm carrying. So I don't need to scan, I don't need to check in my bag anymore. Um, and then I was in research about in the back in the 18th and 19th century about this Shantling. I don't know if I pronounced the word right. It's this like waist accessory that back then women will wear. Basically, it's their keys, their like nail clipper, their scissors, there are some like sewing items, but it's all like transparent. It's made of like steel, really nice crafted like chains, but attached to your waist, attached to your belt or whatever. And I think that form really haunted me, and I start to prototyping back in Shanghai by ordering random stuff from Taobao and then keep assembling, keep making until to make this grid form basically is a system that can hold lots of cylinder shaped items. Yeah, as you can see. So like I would say each of the grid is like around 21 millimeter as like a diameter as the ball size. And then like, you know, cylinders like the lip balm, like the Sharpie, like a rolled cash. And then I have like some kitchen knife. Yeah, so the basic stuff. And then for attaching the phone, then just for carrying, yeah, some flowers to carry. That's our model, Ricky, who's demoing.
hi,
So late,
Ricky. I think he's
so
here.
so we actually designed this phone case accessory initially just for the grid bag, the grid carrying device. But that's Fei Fei, and then she she got her grid, and then her essentials are like masks. I think her like electronic cigarette can also attach to that.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and I thought some ear plugs there, I see. Yeah, so everyone can basically curate your grid. That's another interesting sort of interact, like kind of feedback I would look forward to see is everyone's essentials are different. So for me, it's probably just Sharpie, lip balm, cash, and phone. That's it, and
Mm.
keys. Yeah. So that's a grid,
And
and then
then
that's a
from, yeah.
yeah.
So this is an offshoot of your grid bag idea, right?
Yes. but then later on, actually, after we produced it, we actually had couple Shanghai factories helped us to manufacture this phone case, um, which is the ball can snap to. I have one. I actually have the phone now clipped to my laptop, so
Oh,
I'm hands free. The phone is on the laptop now.
emergency use only right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck. But I don't think this is so emergency use anymore. It's
I
kind
know you challenged me before. So I just want to show this is Kobe's phone.
of, okay.
And then
Oh, cool.
look, I want to just show. Yeah, so basically the phone can say hi to yourself when you can you screen grab this? I want to have
How
a screen grab this.
do you do that? Wait, so I'm not using my phone right now. Is it like power and
Okay, I can screen
volume?
grab.
Okay.
Will audience be like annoyed that we're just doing random like
No, let's just be
FaceTime
ourselves. Um,
FaceTime activities that we
Also,
usually do?
like, we should mention that you and I like do a lot of FaceTime together. Um,
Yes. Actually, I think yeah, we should just spend the rest of the let me quickly mention the last part of the emergency use only. Then I think we should just talk about our past collaboration that never meet the the rest of the world.
first,
Yeah.
we have
Um
a history of that.
yeah, but I think we should talk we should just skip the business part and then talk about that. But let me just introduce if you have those slides of the ring, and then I can also talk that. So recently we just launched the new product, which is called Elastic Ring, and I'm wearing one, if you can
Mhm.
see. This one is transparent. So the idea is it's actually for your emergency proposal. Like if you suddenly feel the passion to commit to something great, um, and you're not equipped for like crazy diamond ring or I learned that I heard lots of the friends conversation that at the end um one person, the one God proposed, will have the voice to decide which ring he or she actually desires. So
Mhm.
like at the end, this kind of ring part still need to be ruined as like someone want to decide the ring that this person want to wear for the rest of the life. So like the size and everything. So like then it becomes a really fuzzy conversation. So and then that moment kind of just the atmosphere was gone. Uh, and I thought the
So you
moment
want
is
to keep the romance alive. Like you want to
yeah,
keep it just a very improvisational.
yeah, because that's all I'm about. Like I'm just about romance part. You
Okay.
know that. Um, so yeah, so the idea is like this rings material is actually uh silicone or different kinds of rubber. So it's
Mhm.
elastic. So for that moment, at least temporarily, you can put it on to any person's finger. So it's unisize. Am I right?
Unisize.
Yeah, unisize. Cool. Yeah. And then it's packaged sort of to like I reference to the condom package because I think um, you know we are so used to like always equipped ourselves to engage to some physical interaction, but like spiritually, I think adult people are not always so. I think kind of several products of the launching and then thinking about the ideas repeatedly, I think that's kind of a key point to the emergency only the whole product line
Mhm.
is it's not just for the common sense kind of immersion, because like when I first talked the idea to you, you were saying, oh, then you should do the condom version. Lots of people said that.
I never
Or
said that. I was
uh,
always against that one.
Ricky said that, I think.
Yeah.
Never mind. We keep mentioning Ricky. And then but I keep getting like people first heard the idea, regular people would say, oh, then you should do the tampon, you should do the condom, you should do and I think cash sort of is hitting that point, and that's why for me to move on from the first two products is kind of tricky because it answered the brief too well. But
Mm.
then after I kept myself for a while, keep thinking the idea, I think to everyone, this emergency word is different. I mean, we are all at a kind of emergency crisis right now. But I feel launching this product, this ring product, is very essential to answer when this time to me, because I think it's a reminder to people about there's still everyday happiness, there's still like romance, there's still very positive energy that we want to accompany each other. We want to still hope for good companionship. So like I think that's sort of the point, the points I want to pin. But yeah, this recently we just launched this product, and hopefully I think around a week or two, we might want to try to test launch a version of like a online platform for people to maybe purchase. So finger crossed. Let's see if that project gonna carry on well.
So you're starting a website for this?
Yeah, and then this website potentially it's gonna be a collaboration with a cool artist that I wish to collaborate for a long time. So hopefully it will come out well.
Do you have the website name yet? Or
Let's keep it,
okay.
yeah,
So
keep
so
it
to
quiet.
be determined, another a surprise for the future, for the near future, hopefully.
Yes,
Cool.
soon, yeah.
So it makes me wonder, has the pandemic been inspirational to you in thinking about new projects? Like, was this a project that you came up with during the pandemic?
Um, I think so far, like the recent products, every single piece, the time frame will be like the kind of the concepting session, or like if I have the idea, I would just not to start making stuff, but keep thinking on the idea for like around 2 months. That's the time I want to consolidate to make sure that I'm still confident after 2 months. Um, so like I think the ring that actually starts from very early this year. Uh, then then I start to actually prototype on, what it will look like visually. Uh, um, yeah, but to answer your pandemic question, for sure. I mean, I think every single like a sort of a creative mind will have their challenge kind of mind. Like it's a very challenging time mentally for everyone, but for creative mind, it's also a very challenging time to make them question like how do they want to react to time, this time as a general idea. Like, is there kind of spontaneous response as an artist is like, I want to answer it right now. Like, this is the current question. This is the current encountering whatever that I want brief, I want to answer. But some people want to take the time really enduring it and then really feeling this time. And then probably the risk of that for the latter group of people is keep doing what they've been doing, which
Right.
is keep living everyday life and then keep producing whatever they've been doing. And I think I'm the latter, but that doesn't mean that I haven't been think about what I've been living, what is everyone's living with. Um, and then hopefully actually after we overcome this whole time frame, maybe I will, there's something then I recall and I want to answer it in the future. So we will see.
Yeah, I see that as like you could, it's probably something that is probably too soon to tell what about this time has influenced your
Yeah,
thinking.
we're not done yet.
We're not, we're still in the midst of it. You're like still I guess like prototyping,
Yeah, I
mentally.
think so.
And also you're, yeah, like what is your day-to-day take? Um, have you been in your studio the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much. So I share the studio space with Kabe, and then our schedule is almost like 5 to 6 days per week
Mm-hmm.
to come to the studio to work. Um, we
Sorry,
have
I'm moving a little bit. The sun's in my face.
It's okay, and then we have what's this called? Uh, Hammock. We have a hammock in the studio, which is essential. So like we can chill. We will order takeout for lunch to support the neighborhood restaurant, and then we will take a nap, take turn for the nap on the hammock.
One hammock, not two
One
hammocks.
hammock, yeah, and then yeah, and then share the studio space, and then go home for dinner.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of been more or less probably the same for you then. You've like kind of
Yeah. I think the first month was really hard. That um, it's a lot to process, and I think also the situation is quite scary. So like, we've been completing lockdown situation only inside our apartment. Um, but then I think after months, we just want to start making stuff and then get out of the apartment for a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you have seemingly everything in your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very lucky to
Yeah.
have a studio.
Your hammock, your plants.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it's like yeah, so like kind of just to go back a little bit in terms of our history too. We met at RISD when we were both students there 8 years ago, I think.
Oh my God.
And like I keep thinking about when I visited your studio and you were studying industrial design and you had a love seat. You created a love seat that would follow you around. I think that was what it was. It had a
Yeah.
motor, and so it sort of has like a lot of connection to everything that we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was creating a sofa, which is which is the outcome of a love story that this couch was in love with a washing machine. That was my thesis. And I think I made a claymation about the story clips. And then at the end, I actually made the couch happen, having a real motor inside the couch.
Where were you in respect to the sofa? Because you created a story that is the sofa and a washing machine. And were you like kind of just like the creator and like sort of the third wheel in this love story? Or
I'm
like,
not the no, I'm not. No, I'm not interfere their love relationship. No, but in the story, I did say the first sentence of the synopsis is like I say I'm a mirror. So I myself is also an object in the space, and I I position myself as a mirror, which is observer. So yeah.
Yeah, in many ways, it ties very well with all the projects that you've done with emergency use only, too.
Cool,
As
you think so?
yeah, even like the proposal project, I feel, or the ring project, the emergency ring.
Yeah. No, I really want to, yeah, for this project, I really want to hear the feedback from the audiences, from the customers of the story, because I think that emergency is going to be very special, and then like it's gonna carry lots of feelings. Um, so there's two stories I can already share, and then they're gonna be anonymous in the story, but like there's a couple who already got the ring because during the pandemic they want to move to a different continent, and one person need to get married to get the visa for the travel. So they actually asked me to provide the ring for them, which happily I said yes. And I actually was one of the witness to see that happen, to see the mayor say the whole paragraph of,
The officiant.
yes,
Yeah.
and then they exchanged the rubber ring.
Can I
Oh,
ask, do you
yeah,
have one ring in the packet or two rings?
one ring, one
Okay.
ring. Yeah. Yeah, because I think if it is like a natural, unexpected proposal,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably one person initiate. So
Okay.
like, I think you only
So
need
it's the
one ring.
transaction.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I think if it's in the agreement, you want to order two rings just to exchange and then really seal the deal. It's fine for me too. Um, Another story is there's another friend who recently um, became single and then sort of visit our studio and saw the ring, and then I finished the package and everything, and I gave him one sample as a gift, and then he was really happy and then decided to keep this one inside of his wallet, and say like tell me that I will definitely text you and let you know when the person appears. Doesn't mean that that moment really needs to appear, but like he's right now still single, so like he's telling me I will just let you know when the person pop up. I think
It makes
that's really
That's
cute.
sweet. That's
Yeah,
really sweet. It
yeah.
makes me wonder if you should write your phone number in the ring so people
My
could,
phone number?
yeah, so you'll be, not that they will propose to you, but that you'll be the first to know one day
They
when
can
the
write
person
emails to
receives
us.
it.
They can write email. I definitely welcome official emails or DMs.
No,
You know,
no, no, no. Okay.
yeah, that's too personal.
Too personal.
Yeah, I think like to kind of go back, our conversation is like jumping, but it's totally fine. Just to go back to where you started talking about our very earlier collaboration, I think both of us really embrace this unexpected kind of aspects during the process of our projects, our practice. Um, do you still remember when we like we're both in London? So like Wen-You and I met again. When was it? 2016?
Yeah, like
2016.
early
We were,
in 2016.
yeah, we were both in London, and it's a really boring city to actually live. That's just like no
No
offense
offense
to
to
anyone. No,
anybody in
yeah,
London.
please,
Just
sorry.
our personal
Yeah,
experience. Yeah.
because it was winter. It
Mm-hmm.
was cold, and then it was kind of festival, and then we were like just two people, only know like very small group of close people or just several acquaintances. We don't have like our close friends around, so we only have each other.
You were going from Shanghai and I went from New York. And
Yeah,
so we met in London and both of us like didn't really know each other that well, but we had
yeah,
like a shared history together and
yeah,
it was just like a time and space when we were really like, we were kind of in our own bubble.
Yeah.
And we did all kinds of stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the project is like we decided to take a train, and then we don't really care where the destination is, but like we were crazy document the whole process of the time that we were on the train. Like I remember we have like a recorder. We have a recorder. We have like 3 or 4 cameras set up in all crazy perspective. Lucky enough that cabinet doesn't have like many people, so we can be as crazy as we want.
Yeah.
And I think we were like, I think, but the process was interesting. We were asking each other like a question about to recall a dream, I think. And then I think at the end we kind of hairstyled for each other.
Yeah, all on the train to Canterbury.
Yeah. Yes. That was really cool. We still kept all the photos.
We also painted a portrait of each other.
Yeah.
And we also brought a gift for one another.
Yes. Yeah, so like I think as you mentioned that we have lots of like frequent FaceTime call, and then we screen grab a lot, is like I think I myself really emphasize on the process part a lot during my practice. Like to me, to go back to see all the evidences of like small pieces of material, of different aspects that precede myself to get the end of the project means a lot to me. I can show, so go back again. I can show, this is actually a process book of emergency use only. So I kept all the materials from all the beginning. For example, these are all the ring, for the ring package.
Nice.
Yeah, and then for the grid bag, for the material of the string, that there's lots of tests. Same for the keychain design. Yeah, and then these are some sketch, and then for earlier this is the negative to print the instructions, and then this is the very first, I believe, print of the gum wrapper, and then this is a sketch.
So, but in the packet, you still have the gum, right?
Yeah.
So you unwrapped the gum, printed it, and then rewrapped it?
With gloves, with,
okay.
You know.
Okay. Just
yeah.
very
Just
good.
very cool, yeah.
So
yeah.
So but it's also I remember when you first created that emergency use only, that was 3 years ago, or 2 years ago now?
2
Two. You like even put in a laundry machine.
Yeah, because the package is waterproof. I still have like a 2 t-shirt with the cash, and I have like 2 jackets with cigarettes. I haven't washed the cigarette one because it's like a workwear. But for the t-shirt, I wash it pretty regularly, and then the cash is still there. It's totally fine. Yeah. But we say on the tag, line dry only, like with care. We tell the customers that. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for showing all the process. Yeah, it seems like a lot of thought and prototype, and that's like essentially what you enjoy the most, bro. It seems.
Yeah, totally. And I think I'm only mentioning that because like we were talking about our collaboration, and I think document the whole thing is because you don't know which part of the process
is actually going to matter to actually affect the final outcome, which is gonna ignite you, right?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
so these are like the photos of the earlier prototype of the jacket. Kobe took those photos. Um, we took it on the roof. And then this is a picture of like all the testing for the prison lighter with different materials for the short
Yeah.
shortening of the battery.
I also want to mention that we wanted to also show the cache and the batteries in the artist tool show.
Right.
But then when I reached out to you about it, you said that, well, it was back in February and our
Yeah.
show in March, that so you need a battery specifically from China too, even though it's Duracell. Was it the battery or the gum? And
I think it's a gum.
it
It's a
needs to
gum.
be a specific gum
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
China. And
So,
because you can, do you want to tell it?
yeah, I mean the the very sincere answer to that is like because I kind of promised the earlier group of the customer that it's limited edition and it's only 50. I don't want to break this promise if this edition is nothing different from the first batch.
I see.
So that's like the very first kind of what I thought to say no. But to answer you, yes, like the material for the prison lighter specifically, the first one that actually succeeded was a gum, the extra, but the Chinese version. But it needs 2 AA battery to trigger. So like previously in Shanghai, when I first prototyped it, the kit looks completely different from the current one. But until I actually traveled to New York to find out the extra gum in US, the paper is thinner, so the resist is less. So the only one A battery can trigger it, which is perfect. So yeah, we completely repackaged and redesigned the whole kit.
And it's these small things that you wouldn't have ever considered just buying chewing gum.
Yeah, so this is like the first version of the smoking kit of the design. You can see it's 2A battery, and then this is like the kind of instruction to go along with it. This is the package. Because of the gum wrapper situation I told you. Yeah. But again, like I said, I think this is again good story, right? Like when I keep all those process because we like documenting. So
Yeah.
when maybe one day, I would do another version, and then all the sourcing is only limited in China, so the design can change. Then maybe we can do it again. I don't know. I just think if we want to producing another batch again for this, I want it to be different from the first version.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that initially just because we were also interested in doing like activations because our exhibition is very highly interactive. But then ultimately our space closed the day after the opening.
Yeah.
Up until this month, we started to open up for appointments that it was probably like ultimately wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But sometime in the future, you and I can we can talk about it more and like kind of in the vein of our collaboration because so much of special is also about like not knowing where we're going with every fun idea, but just
Right.
of keeping track of the
No,
different
of course.
points of
Yeah.
inspiration. And so I feel like in spirit, you and I really like our friendship really has been based on this.
Totally.
And time too, kind of like what we're doing right now too.
Yeah. I consider myself as a permanent member for special.
Yeah. Yeah, you've seen us since the very, very beginning too.
Since the tree, since the first golden fish.
You knew our special and special, our three goldfish that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also have to do this other project that we've been collecting screenshots of being in different places and called 12 a.m. 12 a.m. p.m.
Yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about this project?
Yeah, sure. It started with I'm in New York and you're in Shanghai, and
Yeah,
our relationship was completely over FaceTime.
right.
And so we like screenshotted each other, and I would always be in pajamas, or in my or you would
Or
always,
I am.
one of us would be in
Yeah,
our
yeah,
um yeah. But then you moved to New York about over a year ago.
yeah.
Um, and so since then we've been in the same time zone, so it's kind of like given a different meaning now.
Yeah, yes. But I think the what we had, like those evidence of the screenshot, are really precious because um, I think we are both very, I don't know, like we are very present the to each other. So like, I think I have like screen grab with you actually crying or something, and then
Oh,
like,
there's probably many.
yeah, yeah. So I think we are very honest to the camera from each other, and I think that's a beautiful part of like why this kind of interaction keeps going.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, we should definitely do something with all the photos that we've been collecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So we only have a few minutes left. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or like?
Um, Not too much, but like I would hope, like for the hope for myself is I just wish this force or this energy that I've been having for keep continuing and expanding this product line can keep going on. And I
Where
really
do you have like a goal of where you see it going?
at the moment I just want to produce more. This is a goal. Doesn't matter which product gets how much audiences or like to consider it's a nice or well done whatever. But I think I just want to expand the line so it helps both the audiences and myself to keep thinking about how to embrace this whole collection. What is it actually manifest? Um, so I've been keep thinking this. Not to say I'm not thinking this. I'm like quitting that. But yeah, I think that's helpful. Um, so yeah, that's a goal, and I hope also to by using that as a mean to reach out to more people. Completely strangers are actually most welcome to kind of like having this interaction because of a piece of object. um, I think that's something I really look forward to see and want it to happen.
Yeah, hopefully, it's because it's so varied and diverse that it'll be really fun to carry all of the whole line of emergency use only, and be
Yeah,
completely walking through every day, hoping to use an emergency product that you had created.
and if it really solved the urge for that person at that moment, I would be very, very happy to hear that kind of story.
And it also like gives it a good spin to like, you might be in a bind and you might not be feeling so good, but then you suddenly think, oh, I have this fun product that I